table. I know that in the past, we've had an opportunity to trade down, and maybe there's certainly folks that are interested in getting up into our area, and we'll listen to everything, but I don't think you're going to see a lot of movement with the Mavericks in terms of trading, certainly not now in this draft.
Thank you.
It's certainly a transitional time, and we're welcoming and open to the challenge, and again, the ideal is to have those young players learn under veteran leadership, like a Dirk, like a Wesley Matthews, like a Harrison Barnes, and for having some of those young guys to have the leadership and develop under some of those great players.
Dennis Smith Jr. was the freshman of the year in the ACC after better than 18 points per game.
I think we need to have a short statement from our secret weapon at the NBA Draft Lottery. We really needed a starting point guard, and Neil was the guy that delivered it. Got a couple words for us?
Sure. I think it's, I appreciate the accolades, but it's really a team effort from all of our leadership, starting with our owner, of course, Mark Cuban, Donnie, coach is right here, and all of our scouts and coaching staff and our PR staff and everyone behind the scenes that puts in all that hard work and dedication. So I think that even though what you see is just a draft pick, scrolling along the bottom line of the screen, and that's the main takeaway, it's really a lot deeper than that, and I'm glad to be a small part of that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I asked him the question, who does your game, who do you think your game is like? He said he thought that he was a bit like Derrick Rose as a stronger point guard that could slash, create, shoot the ball, make plays, and those kinds of things. And that's not bad. I mean, that's a guy that's a former MVP, so. Dennis has got, he's got a lot of ability, and we feel he has the ability to improve a lot going forward. And entering the NBA can be a very humbling thing, but we're going to make sure that he has the support, the education of the necessary steps, to step into this thing the right way. And we believe he's going to be a tremendous player for us, and right away.
Rick, I'd like one discussion with you guys on the block.
How long was the discussion? Once New York was taken, we had confirmation that New York was taking Frank. There was a lot of silence until we actually heard the name Frank by the commissioner, and then there was an uproarious group applause, and there was thunders, and so we're very fortunate.
If Frank had fallen,
Yes, Eddie.
was there much of a decision to be made there, or would it have been a hard decision if they were both there?
If he was not there,
If they were both there, Frank and Dennis?
Frank and Dennis, we knew they weren't.
Rick, what are the knocks on?
That's Donnie Nelson and Mike Finley's and mine and Mark Cuban's job is to know those things.
One of the kind of knocks on Dennis was his effort level. Did you see that at all, or do you think that's a fair criticism?
Those were questions that we asked him, and rather than play amateur psychologist and try to give you an answer of what he said, he'll be here tomorrow in the afternoon, what time, around 2 o'clock, hopefully. And those are questions you can ask him, and he'll welcome them, because he knows he's not a perfect player, and he knows he's not a finished product. And that's one of the things we really like about him.
Where do you see his defensive potential?
There's no player that comes in the NBA game it doesn't have potential to improve defensively. And it's just a fact. It doesn't matter who you're talking about. That's going to be an adjustment. That's something we talked to him about on FaceTime 2 days ago, and that it would be challenging, and that there would be times when some of the veterans are going to play ahead of him for that reason, and that he's going to have to really push and continue to push to learn about the importance of defense, the different dynamics of the NBA. The players at this level are just, so much bigger and faster and quicker than college that there's just going to be an adjustment. There's just no two ways about it.
I've seen him on tape, but to have an opportunity to have a conversation with him was great. He's a very smart kid, a kid who has a lot of confidence in his game, and I think he's going to be the type of player that not only will the team enjoy, but I think this community will enjoy as well.
Rick said he's going to have to earn it, but he's coming in here to be the starter at the point. And what kind of process is that for a young player, and how intimidating can that be?
Well, I think Coach hit it on the head. He has to earn the point guard position, the starting position. He has the talent and ability to hopefully become the starter, but like Coach said, he has to earn it. For him, once you get to know him and talk to him, he's a very confident kid. He'll take that challenge and run with it. He's going to be the type of kid who's going to come in and work extremely hard and do whatever he can to solidify himself as the starting point guard, but it's something he definitely have to earn.
His athleticism is talked about really more than anything, but what else about his game intrigues you?
Well, I think with this day and age and the way the game is going, to have an athletic scorer on the wing, particularly at the point guard position, gives you a good chance to compete and be competitive each and every game. And I think if Dennis comes in and lives up to his potential, I think he'll have a chance to be one of those more athletic, elite point guards. And his athletic ability, as you would see when you get a chance to see him play, will be something to admire. I mean, he's a tremendous athlete. He gets to the basket, has some tremendous dunks throughout his high school and college career. So we give the Dallas fans something to really cheer about, especially when he's out on the break.